Okay, say it again, Jocelyn.
It says trace pocket markings onto wrong side of each front side.
Okay, so we're not going to do that. We are going to sew like manufacturers sew. So the way manufacturers sew, they don't trace. They don't do any marks like that. So what I'm going to do now is just cut the hole. Where's my pattern piece? Okay, so I need to mark where I'm going with this. Where I'm cutting. I'm cutting the hole up to the Y joint, okay? The Y joint is there. All right, so seriously, I'm just going to take the scissors and cut to that point. Right? Did you see I just went through through two seams, through the dart and through that, okay? Because the pocket goes through those two. Now I'm going to take the other pattern piece and mark. Now let me show you how I'm laying this on here to mark it. You're like, how are you doing that with the seam already in it? When I lay this, first of all, I'm laying it on the line that's already there, okay? I'm seeing that this lands there. There's the Y joint. Okay? So now, sorry, I can just cut this straight through to there.
So that's your part.
That's my mark. My mark is a line. Now, I usually do it when the pattern is there. Just cut through the pattern, but I couldn't do it this time because that dart was there. And I wanted to get a strong dart in before I cut through it. But usually if it doesn't go through a dart, I'll just cut this one and cut this one and then sew from here down and sew from there up. But this one goes through the dart. That wasn't going to be easy to do. Okay? So now I need to do this one. What can I do now? Put them together and use the first one as a mark. Now, do you need to be careful to do this? Oh, God, yeah. Because if you don't do this right, you just jacked up $15 worth of fabric, okay? You have to do this right. Uh-oh, now they moved. So I got to get this, like, get these two exact, get these two exact. See how that corner lifted up? Lay it down. The main thing I'm trying to do is get right to that point and right to this one. Okay? Now they should be the same.
Yep.
All right?
And you did like this because you closing that dart up, right? That's why
I'm doing the welt pocket. Okay? So everything I'm doing is going towards the welt pocket. I will teach the patch pocket too. Okay? All right? So I've marked this. Now what am I supposed to do?
Now you're supposed to cut two sides, guys, from lightweight, non-woven, non-fusible interfacing, which this is using welt pattern 12. You need to
Okay, so let me show you what I'm going to do. This is the welt piece, and I'm not going to do it their way. Again, and this is why you've got to pay attention and got to watch the videos, because I'm doing it my way. Or, it's not my way, it's the right way. No, I'm just kidding. I'm going to do it this is, I have a method that makes it so your welt pockets are almost perfect. Okay?
This is the Lin way.
This is the Lin way, and I developed it when I taught at University of Delaware. Because when you're got a bunch of students and they're looking at you going, I can't make it that perfect. I had to find a way to make them perfect, okay? So the first thing I'm doing is pressing the interfacing down. Then I'm going to take these two and cut them in half. Literally, I'm cutting them right down the middle. Okay? Now, here's where math comes in. If I want these welts to be 1/4 of an inch to give me a 1/2 inch pocket opening, which, if you look at this, They're 1/4 of an inch, and there's a 1/2 inch pocket opening. Here's the 1/2 inch, there's the 1/4.
Okay.
It's easy when you do things down the middle, right? Okay, so each of these needs to be folded in half and then pressed. Then we're going to make them 1/2 an inch exactly. So while I do this, Ollie, would you get me a ruler, please? This is why we use linen. See that hard press? The blue one. So I need 4 of these to do 2 pockets. And I'm going to need some water in this soon. Alright, so what I do is I take a welt. This ruler, see when I put it up here to 1/2 an inch? All that sticks out. Cut it off.
I'm supposed to be 1/2 an inch wide.
Yes. So now I can see the 1/2 an inch. This is going to give me a 1/4 inch lip. So now I can put this one on this one. So I'm cutting them all down to 1/2 an inch. Exactly. So if you were, say, going to do this, you would cut a rectangle piece how wide? An inch, yeah, because then you're going to fold it in half and it'll be 1/2 an inch. I just used the pattern piece. I didn't want to confuse you when we were cutting it out, so it's like use the piece they gave you and then cut them down. Alright, so I take these 4 pieces. I've got my garment here. What am I supposed to... Oh, you don't know because I'm doing it my way. Okay. You ready? Portia, you got to video this. You ready? Oh, you're videoing? Okay. Oh my God, you got to speak up, girlfriend. Alright, so let me show what we have to do. We have our piece here. We need the welt. There's my hole. See? I need the welt to extend beyond the points where I stopped, okay? And they do. Now, with that, and I got them upside down, you put the raw edge near the hole, okay? I had it backwards. So I put that there. Now, when I bring the sewing machine forward, where I have to start, there's where the hole is. I have to start about 1/2 an inch from the beginning of the hole, and I'm going to sew right down the middle of the welt. Okay? I'm lining it up. And now I've got a flippy coming under there. I need my seam allowances to be flat, and I need to stop sewing about 1/2 an inch. Okay, so we see the hole, and you see that I stopped right here, about 1/2 an inch from the hole. Yes, right down the middle. Okay, so now I take the other welt, cut my strings, take the second welt. Now here's where you have to start that first one was easy. The second one gets a little more difficult because I have to start and stop in the exact same place. So I can take a pin, line it up. See, that's where I stopped. And it's hard because it's the same thread color. That's where I stopped. Pull it over, put the pin in there, right there. I know I have to start right there. So now I'm going to put the needle in, right there. I cannot go 1 stitch back from that, or I've just changed my shape of my pocket from a rectangle to something weird like a parallelogram or something. I don't know what it is. So now I need to come down here and find where I stopped sewing here and come across and stick the pin in, and I know that's where I need to stop. Now, while I'm doing this, I'm pushing the 2 welts together, okay? And I'm going to sew straight down the middle. You see I didn't go 1 stitch back too far. Going right down the middle, and I'm aiming at this pin. So now I'm watching with, there it is. The needle is down exactly beside there. Now I go back, okay? Now I can show it to you better on the black side. Can you see it better now? Starting and stopping. Oh, that one's a little... All right, so this one's a stitch too far. I need to add a stitch. It's that important. One stitch changes the shape of the pocket. So I'm going to put the needle down where I started sewing and give it another stitch. Okay? Now they're perfectly even. All right, so once I've done that, the next thing I do, watch this, I'm going to cut the Y cuts, but I want you to see where I've got the scissors. The tip of the scissor is right there at the tip of the stitch.
Okay.
Can you see the stitching?
Can I turn this light on?
Yes. Oh, now you can see it. You see the stitching? Yeah, we don't have a hole for the plug. We don't have a plug, so we...
The light stand is already plugged in.
Yes,
No,
ready?
I unplugged it.
Oh, you
I didn't have enough plugs.
Hmm.
All right. Hold on. Let me just do this one. I'm going to snip it right to the point of the stitch. Can't cut the stitch, can't go one iota too far. Do you see that it's right to the stitch? This is critical. If you do this wrong, pocket gone. And guess what? You can't fix the pocket, you've already cut a hole. Okay? All right, so let me do this one again. I need to really be clear on this one where the last stitch is. Right to the tip. See?
Mm-hmm.
There. Okay? Now we go up here. And look what we get to do. Tuck it in. Push that in. Okay, see that? You see the lips?
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm going to take the very tip of the iron and press this flat as much as I can. And now do you see what I mean about I ran the fabric sideways, another direction on the lips? Now do you notice I'm not coming over here? I need to control that and make it rectangular. Okay, now there's that. Push this in. Now the two lips kiss. And pull it down. And I gotta get this flat. Now I'm only pressing the bottom. I'm still not pressing the sides. Now, the sides, if you notice, I can still mess with them. I want this to be perfectly square. So now I'll press it. Got that one square. See how that one's kind of trapezoidal? I want that one square too. So I can push some more. Now it's square. Alright, now the next thing I need to do is maintain this shape throughout the making of the garment. So I'm going to put it in here. I'm going to turn it to the widest zigzag. And first I got to thread the needle. Okay, so now I'm going to make them kiss forever. I'm putting them in here, and I'm zigzagging them together. I'm not sewing anything but the lips. Okay? Oh God. Ooh, that was close. So now I can work on the garment and it won't continue to distort the pocket,
Oh, okay.
okay? And I still got some flexibility in there. I can still move it around a little, okay? That's the welt. Wow, Portia, yeah, Road Grease, you are fired. That is good, thank you. Okay, we can stop now.